They say I make good struggle music, but imagine struggling while making music. I'm going through it. Yeah, I'm making moves, but I'm going through it. Facts, I'm breaking rules, I know what I'm doing. Sometimes they say I make good struggle music, but imagine struggling while making music. I'm going through it. Hey, I'm making moves, but I'm going through it. I'm breaking rules, I know what I'm doing.
Good with y'all today. We got episode 5 of the Let's Talk About It. We got me, Jay Nobby, and we got my partner, Mike, right here. And got a special guest for y'all, man. We're gonna let him just introduce himself real quick.
Girl, you know, Sy Ari Da Kid, man. Best motherfucking right now. Most active, most content, you know how it go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, shit, Mike, you got a question you want to start with?
Yeah, man. Tell us a little bit about this new album and what the creation of it looked like.
Shadow in the Shade 2. Clearly, it's the sequel to the first one. I dropped earlier this year, like around, I think it was March, something like that. Creative process for this one was pretty much I wanted to continue what I did earlier this year, and I wanted to end the year with a bang because I felt like a lot of niggas never did something like that. Like when they have like a impactful project like that, hip hop wise, you usually don't hear the sequel to it or just the same energy of it for a while. I felt I could separate myself if I do it all within the year. You know what I'm saying? So on the creative process of, on the first one, I had like, Jadakiss, Benny the Butcher, Lloyd Banks, Ransom, like, I had big features on there. On the second one, I'm not saying, Freeway, Mickey Fax, those ain't big features, but I really was gonna do this project without no features. You know what I'm saying? But Mickey had came by one time and then Freeway hit me up while I was creating it. So I was like, yo, I gotta do something with, that's another legend. So I gotta do something with Freeway, you know what I mean?
And Mickey went crazy on that joint.
Yeah. We did that the consultation joint I thought was interesting because I think a lot of niggas deal with that. Everybody's always like, put me on, or they always got, their perspective of what they think is getting put on, and they think that what they did so far is enough for the next nigga to just hand them over these keys, and I was just like, I did the whole like, yo, a nigga caught me on, I was outside, I was on a block, I was walking through the streets, and the nigga was like, yo, what up, Sy? Like, I got this. And Mickey came with that, he came with that perspective, and I responded to it. It kind of felt like a battle, like when we was doing it.
Yeah.
We was battling in character, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how we kind of compete.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the creative process of this project, bro. I really was just like, I'm gonna do as many joints as I can before my deadline. I mean, that's why you see 21 joints on a track.
I was like, this joint lengthy for sure. This joint lengthy, but it's like it's I mean, it's only an hour, but it's a lot of gems in this joint though. Like it's a lot of like. You rapping, but you letting like it's life gems in here for real. Like as a whole, when I was out hooping, I've been listening to this shit all day. But when I was out hooping, that one little interlude joint, the word from Pops, that shit came through in the headphones, and that shit just touched me in a special way. I was like, damn, this shit deep. Like,
yeah. My Pops had Father's Day. He put me and my brother in the group chat and just sent that to us. You know what I'm saying? But did it in word. He wrote it out. Like my dad always, he always wrote poetry, and he wrote out prayers and stuff like that. Not nothing to the public, but just for the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was doing this album, you know what I mean? If you look at the cover, like that's my mom and my pops holding me. It's a real painting.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I told my dad, he still doesn't know he on the album. He don't even know. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, Dad, can you like send me the same poem, but like say it out loud? Like I want to hear how you said it. And he just sent it to the phone. And when he sent it to my phone, I chopped it up and put it on the album. Because if you notice, it comes before a record called I Ain't Been to Church in a While. I grew up in a church. You know what I'm saying? Even being in the hood, we used to go to this church called Bethlehem in Harlem. And when we came to Atlanta, we stopped going to church. But my dad still had that tough dad, you know, real father, like the word of God and everything. So, you know, that whole song that come after him talking is like, you know, the tough lessons that I got from going to church. Like I used to, you know, deal with that hard with my pop. So that's why I got him on the album. Like it really makes sense to the blended album.
Yeah. Was that the joint, the song after that interlude, was that the joint when you said that shit was hard? The nigga said he was like, I'm selfish. What'd you say? I'm selfish. You was like some shit about I still be learning the shit that I'm teaching or some shit. Like it was something along those lines.
That was on Final Fantasy VII. Yeah,
Okay, that was earlier in the shit.
Yeah, I think that was a jump. I was like, even when I was I started teaching. Even when I started teaching, I still was learning.
Yeah. That was hard. That was hard. That was real hard. But shit. So you was born in the Bronx and you moved to Atlanta and you moved there. What was it? 9 years old?
Yeah, about 9, 10. I was about to turn 10.
So like, so that's like, because the South and East, you know, that's two different speeds. Like, how do you feel like that kind of, you feel like that kind of shapes you in a certain way, being from those two distinctive?
Yeah, you're gonna adapt to cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like, so coming from New York, you know, I'm always gonna be a New York nigga to heart. Like my whole family from New York, but you know, coming to Atlanta, it was a blessing because, you know, it's a lot more Black dominated, a lot of entrepreneurs. And then, you know, you got like the slang and the culture difference. So I got to really absorb that while Atlanta was like taking over the music scene. So it really helped me out as far as how I talk and like how I slur certain words. Like, you know, when I do my hip hop, you can hear the New York all day, but it don't never really fully sound like I'm over New York. Like it ain't like, oh, he like I don't know if people really could tell. I know they could tell a little bit, but
yeah.
When I talk a
I
little
definitely
bit,
didn't, I definitely didn't really guess you was from Atlanta when I first heard you.
Yeah, it works though. Like I'm able to do certain things because of Atlanta. Like
yeah.
Because Atlanta, like I'm able to do certain beats and shit that a lot of niggas they'll try to do it, but you could tell that they just heard and like I know New York artists that think that Atlanta music is easy, but it ain't. For the guy, this shit like, oh, I'm gonna just get a beat in the clap in the hi-hat in the 808, and I'm gonna just do the fast flow. Like, nigga. Like if you don't know how
you gotta have that swag. Like if you ain't got the swag, you got it. Like
you ain't got that country hospitality on your voice, bro. Like that shit ain't I could do that shit all day without pretending. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been here.
Yeah, you've been around
it. A minute. You know what I mean? So a nigga know.
Yeah, and you went to school with K. Like, was you in school with K Camp? Like at the same time?
Yeah, when I was a senior, K Camp was a freshman.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to the same high school. You know, his mama lived like one light up from my mama. So, you know, we went to the same school, but we got cool. Like, we weren't even cool like that. But he was like, you know, he was a little young. So, we got cool from that side of town we was on in Atlanta. You know, I had like a real big movement. You know, like the side of town that we from, like, it wasn't really nobody doing shit on, like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to the masses. So, like, I had a real big movement, you know, me and my unit and shit. And, like, I had, like, a crew of bitches, like 25 bitches called the Sunshine Angels and shit. So, you're like, you know what I mean? We was going to the club with 30 niggas and 25, 30 bitches, like, at one time. You know what I mean? Outside every day. You know what I mean? So, and in the midst of that, I met Camp through that grind, you know, because at that time, like I was, you know, we was them niggas out here. So then, you know, he started to build this shit up through like the club music, you know, grinding. He was at like a couple open mics that I was at and clubs I was at. He was performing that a lot. We got cool through that, you know what I mean? But I had just, you know, like we got cool through like I seen a potential. Like a lot of folks thought that, you know, Camp was just a club artist back then, but you know, I knew he had a lot of potential. I knew he had I knew his music was bigger than what it was at the time. I could tell. And he was so open to learning. Like when we started creating, he was a sponge, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like we kind of fed off each other a lot in the studio. I could tell that he was like, now I want my music to be bigger than this. I want to tell my story. Like I don't really just want to be, you know, dancing and clubbing and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Camp. I remember bumping like one of his albums back in the day. Like he did have that, like he could get into that like kind of just make you, you know, dance type of bag, but he also could talk too. Like he could say something, you know, that was a little, you know, beyond the surface type shit.
Facts.
Yeah. Mike, you got anything? Shit.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite song off the album was?
I don't really do the favorite shit on my shit.
Yeah.
But
that shit hard.
yeah, I ain't a nigga to be like, this is my favorite joint. I will say this though. I broke down and cried right in Vantage Point. Because on the second verse of that song, I'm talking about some shit that had me fucked up for a while, mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm on there talking about two things that really bothered me. You know what I mean? So a situation I dealt with a nigga that used to be like a brother to me. You know what I mean? We went through some shit and I don't fuck with him no more. So I kind of spoke on, you know, if you go back and listen to that verse, I'm talking about some stuff where his mom died. I was real close to his mom's, you know, we was family, you know, and but I built so much hate for a nigga I loved, and not like hating on him. Like I hated him like mentally, like I wanted to fight type of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never forgave him. Still to this day, to the point where, but his mom was always so nice to me. You know what I'm saying? And she died, and I ain't go to the funeral because I don't fuck with him. So my verse is me starting to apologize to the lady, to his mom's, saying, I'm sorry I didn't come, but your son did some shit I just can't forgive, you know?
Yeah.
So that, and my mom's went to the funeral for me. You know? So it and she went because she was always nice to my moms as well. You know what I mean? So that kind of broke me down a little bit. And then I speak about some shit with my brother. Me and my brother, my real brother, went through some shit. That put me not through, I'm not gonna say a depression, but it put me through some, like, the only time in my life where maybe like he dealt with something where I felt a little bit of mental stress, you know what I'm saying? And I think that I'm very transparent in my music. And my brother had said something to me one time, and he was like, you know, stop putting all the family business, you know, in the music. That's what I say on the song. You know, my brother think I put all the family business in the music. He don't understand that for me, this shit is therapeutic. You know, he don't understand I almost took a man's life out of anger. Like, and he explained to my brother, like, yo, if I didn't rap about this shit, bro, a nigga might be dead.
Yeah, that's real.
Like you heard me, like. Yeah. So when I did that record, I had to stop a few times with tears coming down my eyes, because I'm like, nigga, like a motherfucker may not understand. A motherfucker might just think like, yo, this nigga rapping about everything around him. Like, damn, my nigga, like some shit is private. But I'm like, I know that. Yeah. But I'm like, if I don't release this shit somewhere, a nigga might die if I get mad. For real.
People don't realize that, like, the shit is really spiritual. When you write something, you taking that shit off your chest. Like, it's really like that.
I ain't doing shit for views and plays, my nigga. I do this shit like, you know what I mean? I ain't here for a tabloid or a headline. I'm here because this shit is my therapy. Yeah. I know, and you know what I mean? That's different, but I say Vantage Point to me hit me the most. But the whole album, like Pride Before the Fall, I mean, the Pride Before the Fall, that shit personal, like the second verse on there, I'm talking about, you know, three niggas I also consider my brothers. you know, and I talked about I don't fuck with them niggas no more either. Like I say, I'm on there talking about niggas' names, the situation. So, you know, I'm on there saying a lot of shit that's personal to me. So I'm like, this shit ain't no, yeah, like I'm transparent as hell. Like that's just me when I create. You know what I mean?
I feel like as an artist, that's the hardest shit to do, to really be vulnerable and really talk about like that shit that you really, you know, you don't just be saying to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the real work right there, for real.
Yeah.
You know, first time you heard that though, like to keep the shit out the music, or you heard that from like
Nah, I mean everybody do that. Anybody close to me says that to me because they know me. So like, I'm gonna tell you some real shit. I go through shit with somebody close to me, and when my album drop, I personally know that they go through that motherfucker and listen all the way through to find out when I'm gonna say it, because I've built a habit of doing that. Like I literally, nigga, like even the bitches do it to me. You know what I mean? Like all my niggas know we going through some shit. My nigga, that shit might end up on a song because that's just me. So
air it out.
it affect me more, brother. Because I know like for a fact that my brother don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother don't even have social media. You know what I mean? So I know when he says that, he like, yo, my nigga, this ain't for the, you know what I mean? But I was trying to, he said it slick to me one day because me, him, and my pops went somewhere. It was Father's Day or something like that. My pops was telling me and my brother some shit in the car that I didn't know when we was growing up. And my brother was like, yeah, man, that shit ain't for you know, don't tell anybody about that. Like keep that. But I'm telling my brother, like, bro, you ain't gotta do all that. Like, you know what I mean? I don't aim to just do anything. I talk about shit that touched me, my nigga. Like you don't, so if you don't gate and you don't understand, you know, that's on you. But I don't do it for that. You know what I mean?
100%. So shit, what was I gonna say? So you a pretty versatile artist. You do like you get into the R&B bag and all of that. Like, what kind of music like did you grow up on? Like, what was your kind of like what was being played in the house and stuff like that when you was growing up?
I mean, before hip hop, my parents, you know, they old school, my nigga. So all the classic shit, my nigga. My dad, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, you know, Marvin Gaye, you know, a lot of that shit was in the crib, you know what I mean? Sade, you know, all the, you know, Anita Baker, like all the classic shit. So I grew up in a real melodic house, you know, by default. And then as I got older, I bumped Sade and Erykah Badu a lot. And Lauren, you know what I mean? Lauryn Hill was big for me because she was the first artist to drop a classic album, singing and rapping, and have hits on both genres on one album. I had never heard that until Lauryn Hill did that. Not at that level. Girl was doing like hip hop and R&B, neo soul all on one joint, and it was like a no skipper. You know, so when I heard that, I'm like, oh no, this is really the wave. Like if you could talk to the streets and the bitches at the same time, like just organically, like you would never lose. So, yeah. I mean, I really ain't seen it done at that level since her. I mean, Drake do what he do, but it ain't like he don't really have to me, this is my opinion, like Drake is like probably the go to the decade right now. Like he like the artist of this generation, like he got it. Yeah. But I'm saying Lauryn Hill, to me, she did it through just pure substance and like the culture. You know what I mean? So I don't really hold Drake to that because he's Canadian. So I don't really hold him. I hold him to that, like, you know, I don't hold him to that. He don't have to do that. But like Lauryn Hill did it with like the streets, the trenches was listening to that shit, my nigga. Every ghetto chick from the hood was playing this shit. Like that, to me, that's the way different impact. And I haven't heard that since Lauryn Hill, you know. And I'm not saying I'm aiming to do that, but I've taken R&B serious enough in that realm. But I can't, of course, I'm not singing like Lauryn Hill. She's, you know, icon. But when I do the R&B, I try to do it high level. You know, I don't really play with it. I don't go in there just talking about fucking and shit and just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like I try concepts, you know, dope beats, do acoustic if I can. You know, I try to switch it up.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think the joint, that Jagged Edge joint, that shit's tough. I fuck with that one.
Yeah, I put one little female joint on there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was smooth. I was like, yeah, this one play. This definitely one of them for
Yeah.
sure.
Right for the bitches on the album.
Yes, sir.
Man, do you get like you get tired of people bringing up TLC? Like when they talk about your music, is that something you want to move past, or is it something you're proud of?
I try to, but I mean, nah, because that shit's still my number one streaming song. So it'd be different if that shit wasn't doing nothing no more, but that shit's still moving. I don't know how. You know what I mean? That shit's still getting replayed on TikTok. Like somebody done pitched it up a little bit and did another version of it. Like it's still, you know, it's still going viral. Like I don't know how, my nigga. Like I did this. I did that motherfucker 8 years ago, my nigga.
Great.
8 fucking years ago, I did that song. So it's and then I try to get that song away before I even put it out. Nobody wanted it. You know what I mean? So it was just like mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Ain't
no shit, huh?
Yeah. Shit crazy.
I think whenever I kind of got into you, or like when I discovered you, I was like in high school. I want to say it was probably either my sophomore, junior year, and this is like I just graduated about a year ago, so I'm fresh out of high school. But I think it was the Better Safe Than Sorry, like 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening to that like, yo, this nigga different. Like that joint, you was really on one. I mean, that was the first time I was getting introduced to you. But I feel like where's that? Is that one of your like favorite projects, or how you look at that project?
Better Safe Than Sorry. I'm keep it 1,000, bro. I really bullshitted that project.
Yeah,
I did. Like I threw Better Safe Than Sorry. I just threw that out there. I just had a couple extra songs that if you
scrap
project. Yeah, if you really go to that project, I'm bullshitting on there. Like it's not even cohesive. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the art, that was probably one of my cheapest artworks. You know what I mean? At that time I was just trying to throw something out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's now that I'm looking back at your discography now, I'm seeing how deep your shit is, and I'm like, damn, I was listening to that, and that was the only shit I'd ever really heard from you. I never really got into your other projects.
Yeah. Right now, I got a lot of shit, bro. The discography is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but this last one you dropped, though, this one definitely got me wanting to like actually dig through and go through these, these projects you got out right now. So
sure, it's crazy bars on there, bro. Like, and I'm moving right into the R&B right after this too. So it's like I'm flooding shit, bro. I'm on to flood this shit up.
Got to.
Yeah. So what's the best piece of advice like another artist gave you? Like something that you ran with?
I would say an artist.
Or it don't even have to be another artist. Maybe something your pops told you, or
I remember I was at a writing camp. Akon and Devon Stevens was in charge of it a long time ago. We was all young. We was in our low 20s. I was there. Verse Simmons was there. Mariam Mariba was there. She signed to J. Cole now. K Camp was there. I mean, there was a lot of motherfuckers that was cold with the pen. You know what I mean?
Mariba signed to. You said Mariba?
Huh?
Who did you said Mariba? Did you say Mariba?
Yeah, I think his phone breaking up. I can't hear him.
Oh shit. I don't know. Oh, you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh
You
no,
said
I was
what?
asking. I said, did you say Mariba?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was signed to Dreamville. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Signed to Dreamville now. Back then, she was signed to Boo Vision. She was signed to Akon Brothers, who manages Kanye now.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, don't know that. But back in the day, she wasn't an artist fully. She was a she was a writer. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. So we had this writing camp. Keep in mind, this is my first big writing camp I ever got invited to. Like this is when I really was about to get close to Akon and Devon Stevens and shit. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, so the first day, the way the writing camp was, you couldn't just create and turn something into Akon. You had to turn to JR and Amber, and then they get in the room with Devon Stevens, they select it, then they bring it to Akon into the A room. That was the process, right? So we all creating. Now, at this time, I'm thinking everything that I record, I need to record it like Akon. I'm thinking like, I want this placement so bad. I'm listening to his shit. I'm like, okay, this is what he like. I'm trying to do like catchy little melodies and hooks. So I guess whatever everybody was doing, Devon calls this big ass meeting into the living room. We had a big ass mansion, by the way. It's like a bowling alley in the house and everything. This shit is crazy. Like we all there for like 2 weeks. We got a chef and everything. We got a trainer. We working out. So Devon calls everybody to the kitchen. Like, boom, everybody come in. He's sitting there. He was like, listen, we call everybody here because we like what y'all do. We like y'all as artists and songwriters. We like y'all's sound. What I want y'all to do is create your sound. And if we like it, then Akon will cut it in his way. And I think that was big for me because even though I was confident as an artist back then, I had never been around niggas that had sold so many records and you know what I mean? And so that was one of my biggest gems. Like if you even go back to like the placement I got with Travis Scott and Bryson Tiller, I got that song First Take. Like that was my song. I didn't even go in there and write that for Travis Scott. I already had it as my song, you know? So that goes into, I still would credit Akon and Devon Stevens for a placement like that because if you really go listen to that Travis Scott song, even though it's him saying it in his ad-libs, that whole song is my style. Like that whole beat is my producer. That whole beat is they sampled, when my producer made that beat, he sampled my song, my voice called Queen. And then we made the beat. And then I did another song called Love Olympics, which Travis Scott changed it to First Take. But that whole thing came from, I didn't go in there and write for Travis Scott. I played fucking 50 songs with Travis Scott. He ended up picking that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I thought we was about to drop it together, he called me the next day like, yo, I'm about to put Bryson on it and put it on my album. That's how I made that album like that.
Wow.
But that came from me giving a nigga my record, my flavor.
Yeah.
I didn't go in there trying to sound like Travis, but that's because I learned that lesson. I wasn't going in there trying to do shit that I did for Travis Scott. No, nigga, I'll play that nigga my mixtape. That's how he got that song.
Yeah.
I had a mixtape I was about to drop called Too Soon. And before I put it out, he took one of the songs off. And that's how he got that record on his album, on that Birds in the Trap Sing Brian McKnight. That was Travis Scott's first platinum album.
Yeah. That was actually one of my favorite songs of that album at the time, too. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and if you really peep, that was the only song dedicated to a female on that entire album.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So it's like, you know, I look at myself as a game changer in the culture, like with shit like that, nigga, because that nigga's influential, my nigga. That ain't regular shit. That ain't like you made a nigga out. I don't care if that shit didn't go diamond or nothing. My nigga, a nigga like Travis Scott, all them little young niggas, all them weird ass niggas, they all look up to a nigga like that. They all copy his sound.
Yeah.
I'm a part of that. When he was in his peak, when he first hit his peak, I consider that a part of that history. You know what I mean? He just started dating Kylie Jenner. He was going into he was dating the Kardashian, my nigga. Like he was doing that. Yeah. He had this platinum, like niggas was starting to really respect his music. Like nigga, that was the album, my nigga. And I look at that album as he was studied from that album. you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at shit, you know, as far as creation. And to answer his question, I learned shit like that from that lesson. You know, all of my people that's creative and creators, you do not have to curve your sound for anyone. You just got to master your sound and your craft, my nigga. And if anybody like it and want to do something with it, that don't mean you shift it to them. It's their job. You know, we get confused because we think, oh, this is the major artist. Okay, this is the big superstar. No, superstar doesn't mean create. The creators need to be protected before anything. And I think that that's what that did for me. They reminded us that we need to remain creators, and we were in a space where we were able to create for us. And I like that. You know, that's so I tell people that shit all the time, my nigga. Don't jump out of your element for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it for you as an artist.
Yeah, and I'm an artist as well, and that's a I ain't gonna lie, like that's something I could say I ain't never really struggled with, like doing what I want to do. I ain't never really struggled with, but what I do struggle with and what I'm trying to overcome is like knowing that you're doing something different and like still inserting yourself into the room. You know, like don't be shy with the difference. You feel me? Or don't be just because it ain't sounding like what everybody else doing. You feel me? So that's kind of like where I gotta be like, fuck it, really.
Yeah, but, you do really.
Yes, sir.
Really do.
So you play ball? You play ball still, or you used to?
Yeah, I be playing in a couple little pro leagues out here in Atlanta and shit. You know what I'm saying? That should be therapeutic too. Just
yeah, that's a fact. Basketball is.
Yeah, I get busy on the.
How tall are you?
I get busy on the. I'm 6'3". I could be 6'4" if I put my shoes on.
Oh, yeah, you nigga tall.
Yeah, I ain't no little nigga.
Yeah. Do you feel like
I ain't no little nigga, bro? I'm tough for real.
You feel like basketball? Do you feel like it's very like similar to music? Like being that you participated in both, would you say it's similar or whole different thing?
Yeah, to me, basketball got shit that music just don't got. I think in music, you know, you could do a lot on your own. You know, in basketball, you know, this shit is in sport. You know, it's like, you know, basketball is really like as you create on the basketball court, there's a lot of communication there. You know, there's a lot of physicality that I don't find in music. You know, if I'm doing music, you know, and somebody didn't want to battle me, they could have that choice. But if I'm playing in the league, you know, any league, you know, at some point that team got to match up with me. And if I want to guard that best player, I can. I have the choice to say, I want to lock this nigga up. I want to foul him. I want to and one in a nigga face. You can't get that through music unless you're doing battle rap, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
to that I do agree. Like it's definitely the physicality, all of that. You definitely ain't getting that in music. But where I will say, if you ever watch like certain players, it's like Michael Jordan, Kobe, even LeBron, shit, KD, Kyrie, these type of cats, it's like it's really poetry in motion sometimes when these dudes is doing what they do. Like it's art, it's art to what they do. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
Like they do.
There are similarities, but but the reason I still play basketball is because it has a few things that music just doesn't. You know, you know, it ain't nothing like waking up like, yo, we got a game at 8, my nigga. That shit just get me away from the kids. It get me even if they come to the game, they can't come on that court. You know, so it's like it's my separation. You know what I mean? And you know, my son play ball, so I be trying to give him something to look up to a little bit too.
That's key.
We be having games the same day. I'll be like, I just dropped 25. What you gonna do? Like, I need some buckets, my nigga. So
some motivation.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all be playing one-on-one a lot or what?
My son, I mean, we be trying, but I be busting it. My son only 11 right now. So
okay. Yeah.
He gonna have to at least get him about 9th grade to fuck with me.
Yeah.
He ain't right now. He can't fuck with me. He too small.
You strike me like you talk shit when you play, when you hoop.
I talk my 50% of my game is talk.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
You be getting in niggas' heads, don't you?
Yeah, I ain't out there just hooping quietly down, my nigga. I want to talk shit.
Yeah.
Like, on here, every bucket and every stop I make, I'm gonna verbally say something to that. Yeah, you gonna hear me, my nigga. You gonna have to get mad.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to hate niggas like you, but now I love it. Now I love it. I feed off this shit now. Cause I'm more of like a silent killer. Like I just be hooping, but I ain't gonna lie.
I respect them niggas, but a nigga like me, I make the gym lit. Like niggas love beating me.
Yeah.
Like when a nigga beat me, it be fun. Like it don't be no like, you know what I mean? I take my L's like whatever, my nigga. But you gonna know that I bring my best today. I didn't come out here to be out here whistling, my nigga.
Right. That's why I like that type of personality type though too. Like niggas that just come out there and niggas really just. It's either like you gonna come up here with me or you gonna stay down there. Like it's kind of like that's how I look at it now. So even now, like I try to talk shit a little bit now because it's like, but that shit, it's really fun too. It's fun. I make a nigga like you talk. I make a nigga like you talk because I do some stupid shit. Like I do that shit all day. I did some shit the other day. My nigga was playing some team. They had a white boy. They had a white boy in the team for no reason. I'm like, all right, these niggas trash, but like I don't feel motivated to play. So when he shot it, he missed it, and I was like, I said, oh man, I said, white boy can't shoot. I said, that's your only job. I said, you got one job. And white boy, and we ended up dapping up after the game, but he was like, oh, but he had a little soul to him. He had a little nigga in him though. Yeah.
And then he came down and he shot another one and wet that motherfucker.
Yeah. That's how it be for real. You'll bring the dog out of it.
He was like, y'all motherfuckers gonna wake me up, but he hadn't said nothing until I said something though.
Yeah.
It made the game was fun from that point forward.
Yeah.
So but if I didn't say nothing, I knew we would have been out there just shooting the breeze because we blew them out. But I knew it would have been boring if I didn't do that. Because he was trying to attack me every time it was a matchup. I peeped it. Like, so it's like I shit talk for that. I don't really shit talk because I'm a talker, but I believe it bring the most out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a fact though, because it will be like some niggas will kind of just be going through the motions, having a little run through until somebody really just, you ain't even got to say a lot. Just start saying a little something and it'll build up. And
that nigga off, he can't shoot. So now that nigga can't wait to drop one off.
Yeah, niggas pride just can't take it. It's like, I'm gonna have to.
Nigga quiet talking.
Yeah, you gonna look crazy. Yeah, I love basketball for that shit. I ain't gonna lie. That's what it's about.
But, who's your team though? Are you a Knicks fan? Or it's kind of hard to be a Knicks fan. I tried.
Fuck, man.
People's from New York.
I gotta be a Knicks fan because I'm from the Bronx and Harlem. So by heart, my team is the Knicks. By player, my man was Kobe. Kobe was my man. So I'm not a Laker fan, but whatever Kobe did for his 20 years, I was on board. When Kobe retired, I've been team Steph since Steph got hot. Like, that been my nigga. So I'm still around with the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything. I want Steph to have more rings than LeBron and them. I want the little nigga, and it looked like he might.
He might.
Steph might get 5 or 6. It's looking dangerous.
Yeah.
Steph. I'm with Steph. I'm with Steph and the Warriors for a minute, bro. Them niggas is it.
Yeah, they deserve it, bro. That's like when you well disciplined and y'all play together. That's the result. Like they really made something out of nothing. Like
I'm Jordan Poole. That's my man's. But I mean, I'm always rooting for Brooklyn because KD. Kyrie, them good.
That's my guy. KD, my favorite.
KD, my man. KD was the first NBA player to sign some shit for my son, so it's personal.
Word.
Yeah, he signed. That he playing right now. Yeah, KD showed niggas love when he came to Atlanta. I'm always gonna fuck. You know what I mean? Dame. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Dame hard. We got a couple records together and shit.
Yeah, that nigga Dame can spit.
Yeah, Dame hard, man. He got some shit. So, but Warriors, my nigga. Niggas ever want the Warriors bet? I'm taking.
I wouldn't bet against Steph.
Oh man, it's a lot of niggas that do though.
Hey, that opening night was funny. Watching the opening night versus the Lakers was funny because the Lakers started speeding up the game. I'm like, y'all speed it up. You playing right in the Curry hand when you speed up the game.
Yeah. Facts. This game is over. Y'all about to, matter of fact, that the Warriors play tonight. Yeah, they play the Nuggets. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna have to tap. Man,
the Lakers, they need to get rid of Westbrook if they want to do something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she look bad. She look bad. She looking real bad.
Can't shoot.
For damn nothing.
Yeah. So you got you said you got your son. How many kids you got? You got is it just
I got my
son?
son.
You got a daughter too, right?
My son and my daughter. My son is 11. My daughter 4.
Wow. So what's fatherhood like? How's that?
It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an everyday process, bro. It's one day at a time. You know, but you know, my babies is everything. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot into my kids and I put that shit first. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck around, bro. Like my daughter everything to me, you know, and my son is, you know, that's my firstborn. So, you know, we got a real close bond. You know what I mean? You know, my daughter, but you know, I spoke about my daughter on the album too. You know, if you listen to all my second verses is real personal. I get personal on my second verses, but
there was a song where you spoke about your daughter.
The second verse, bro. The second verse on my intro. If you play that again, I rapped about how I prayed that my daughter wasn't mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like niggas ain't gonna admit that. Like I prayed to God that when I found out about my daughter, my nigga, I was like, please don't let this little girl. I don't want no girl, my nigga. I'm good with my son. Like, I looked up to God, both hands crossed, everything.
Man.
So, but that's just me.
I know you got to complete.
Yeah, I'm just being honest with my daughter. Like, look, we got this bond. I apologize. You know, I was ignorant. You know what I mean? I was foolish. You know, I didn't know what you was gonna do for me and to me. You know what I'm saying? So I did that because I never want nothing where, like, you know, say her mom me and her mom cool, but say like later on her mom was like, oh, you want to go to your daddy house? Like he ain't even want you. Like, he already said that on the song. You know what I mean? Like he already apologized to me. So y'all can't hurt me with that. So whoever know that, I took a test to see if my daughter was mine when she was 3 or 4 months. You know, she knows that because I said it. You know what I mean? That's why I do shit like that. Cause it's like, all right, baby, look, you may not understand this now. You're only 4. But later on, you know, these are the facts. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want you. You know what I mean? But now you're the best thing that ever happened to you. You know?
It's beautiful.
And that's why
very how shit works.
You hear that on the record because that's, you know what I'm saying? I'm literally touching on everything I'm going through, my nigga. Like it don't get more transparent than this. It don't.
Yeah.
You
that's
know?
crazy. I can only imagine. I mean, I'm only 20, bro, but like I can only imagine having a daughter and how that could like switch things up. Like, you know, really, having a son is already real. Having a child in general is real, but like having a daughter as a man, like that'll really put things into perspective.
Yeah, crazy. That shit is insane, brother. It's a blessing though. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Indeed. It's really the final question I got, bro. Like when it's all said and done for you, like how you want to be, what you want people to say, or how you want to be like remembered when it's all said and done.
The shadow and the shade, bro. Like the shadow and the shade is really my retirement. Like I'm gonna retire with one of these projects, whether it's the 3rd one or the 4th one. It's gonna remind people it's okay. Yeah, because you know the whole premises of this shit is there's too many dope people that's just as good as the people that's in the spotlight that don't have a spotlight on them. You know, that's what the shade is. You know, that's what you know what I mean? There's a shadow, meaning that I'm still here, but I'm in the shade, so you can't see me. You know, I'm right next to this motherfucker, just that I'm in the shade next to, but they got the spotlight on them, so that's what you see. That's what you glorify. Yeah. I want people to know that, you know, you are and can be just as good and have, you know, people be like, yo, people always say to me like, yo, Sy Ari, like, yo, niggas don't give you your flowers. It's like, nigga, yes, they do. I just don't have a garden like Jay-Z and Drake do. It's just because you may only see 100 flowers and not 1,000 that you think that I'm not where I want to be. I'm not, I'm happy, my nigga. I'm able to, I'm financially stable through music. I take care of my family. I bought my house through music. I bought my cars through music. I take care of my kids through music. I saved my parents' life through music. You got
a rich life, bro. That's a rich life.
And I'm still able to drop more than all these niggas that y'all think is the main A-list niggas. Ain't another nigga did what I did this year. They haven't done it. Ain't another nigga dropped 4 projects last year. I did that. Ain't another nigga dropped 2 hip-hop joints like this with a classic freestyle. And I wanted to battle this year for real. I just didn't set it up. But I wanted to be the only nigga to drop a big project, the sequel to a classic project, do a big freestyle and a battle all in 1 year. Because niggas ain't doing it. You know what I mean? And then start the top of the year with an R&B project. That ain't being done. So I just want to go down as that like Earl Manigault nigga, man. That one nigga that it's like that myth, like that one nigga that touched the top of the backboard in Harlem. He should have been in the league. Like I want to go down as that nigga that's like, you know what I mean? Like Len Bias, my nigga. Like he was that nigga better than LeBron, man. But whoop-de whoop whoop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's hard. That's hard. Yeah, that one freestyle you did with the shit where you had the John on your shoulder, that shit was wild. That's what he was on. Though.
I ain't even bring that up, like nigga, like bro, come on, bro.
What's the story behind that?
Has niggas even done that though? That's crazy. Have niggas done that before?
No.
That's crazy because it's such a like. Why haven't niggas done that before? That's so crazy.
Haters, my nigga, they just got a bitch popping pussy and doing stupid shit. Nah, my nigga, I'm about to have this bitch on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I do with a big bitch.
And then nigga was saying some crazy shit, like some shit that was going straight over folks' head. I already know they was too busy staring at the ass. They didn't hear what you said.
Ass, my nigga. I was giving niggas number lyrics and gems, like bro, like
As a true Tesla niggas, like what you paying attention to? Like
yeah, I be thinking of shit all the time, bro. I did that shit last minute too, like you know what I mean? I didn't know how that shit was gonna come out. I didn't really know. Like I didn't really know how it was gonna come out. I just tried
it. Yeah. I said fuck it.
Yeah.
Man, I want to ask you about the video you did for struggling to struggle with Freeway. And how that video came about, because I was surprised to see Gilly in there.
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. When I cut that record, keep in mind, I was already supposed to go to New York to do the bars on I-95 freestyle. So when me and Freeway did the joint, now you know Gilly. I already fucked with Gilly. Gilly done came there. I done served Gilly like. I done served this nigga weed in Atlanta. Like the nigga know, like he know me. So me and him was already. He was complaining he was getting a lot of dirt weed out here. So I served that nigga in my Sprinter one day by Lenox Mall. Like that's a true story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as I'm going up, and you know me, bro. I'm like, bro. Any city I go to, bro, I pull up on niggas. Like I'll come to the hood, just whatever. You know what I mean? But I don't check in with niggas that don't fuck with me. That's one thing about all that shit. Niggas be like, niggas gotta check in. I'm not checking in with no nigga that don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I go to any city, but I'm not reaching out to a nigga that I can't reach. I'm just not doing it. You know what I mean? So I told Freeway, I'm like, yo, I'm coming to New York, passing through Philly. We could shoot the video if you're available as I'm going to New York. So as I'm going to Philly, me and Freeway about to shoot outside. I'm like, yo, just send me an address, my nigga. If you in the hood, wherever, I'll pull up. Me and my niggas will be there. I got my Sprinter and shit. So I hit Gilly. You know what I mean? I hit Gilly. I hit Lights. You know, all the niggas in Philly I fuck with, I hit up. And while we shooting the video, you know, Gilly just pulled up Dolo, my nigga. Pulled up in the big ass whip. Came outside Dolo. You know what I'm saying? Talking to niggas in the street. Ew, buying niggas product off the street. You know what I mean? That's a real nigga right there. He took us to the he took us to this popular Philly spot, bought everybody bought like 20 Phillies for everybody. I tried to pay for it. He was like, nah, young nigga, put that shit away. He paid for it. He was like, nigga, don't try OG, man. OG take care of y'all niggas. Yeah. So salute to Gilly, man, for showing me love in Philly, coming through, feeding niggas, walking niggas up the block. Like we all parked our cars and just walked the strip. You know what I'm saying? So, I fuck with him. I fuck with him in Freeway for that. You know what I mean? And he pulled up with no security, my nigga, just dolo.
Just real.
Yeah, so that's how that video got done. And then when I left Philly, the other half of the video was in New York. I went back to my hood. If you look at that corner store out there, that's the bodega that I grew up next to on 158, right by Yankee Stadium. So I went out there with my man Ed. He started the video with the headphone. That's like a childhood friend. He don't even got an Instagram. Like he really in the hood. You know what I mean? So that's where that video come from.
Man, you know where Bedford Park is?
Nah.
It's in the Bronx. I know the Bronx is huge, but that's where my family grew up.
Okay. Bedford Park?
Yeah, it's kind of by the zoo.
Okay. But by the Bronx, okay. Yeah, because where I'm from in the Ville, that ain't too close to the zoo. So that's probably on another side, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm right by Yankee Stadium, Grand Concourse, all that shit, like a couple blocks from Yankee Stadium. That's right where I'm from.
Yeah. So
yeah,
shit, man, I think that's all I really Oh yeah, I have one more question I wanted to ask. Do you got any like daily like shit that you do on a daily that keep your spirit and keep you like in the right state of mind? Like anything you do like routinely?
Routinely,
like whether it's like talking with any, like just any, it could be really anything. Like
nah, I ain't gonna say routinely. I just work a lot, bro. Like
yeah,
I got a real good habit of work, so I put music all around me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and even when I'm bullshitting, I come up with something from it. I don't know if you know what I mean by that. Like, bro, like when I say routinely, like, I'm gonna give you a prime example. I was scrolling on Instagram earlier today while I'm getting my hair cut, and it was some meme. It was some meme about James. It was like James Winston was saying some stupid ass pregame speech, like, and the nigga was imitating it, James Winston. And I was like, I gotta do a bar about this. So I wrote it in my notes. I made a note I didn't even come up with the line yet.
Just to make a bar. Yeah.
But I'm gonna hear a line come up real soon about James Winston's pregame speeches. Mm-hmm. And I always think about it because I'm like, I could do that amount of stuff. I could rhyme anything with, if I go Jameis Winston pre-game speech. That's 7 syllables. Mm-hmm. And I can rhyme anything with that. And that literally can't. Another motherfucker might see me just scrolling on the phone though, but they don't even know. Right. I'm in creative mode. I'm in creative mode. Wrote it in my notes while I'm getting my hair cut. Bullshit on my phone. Okay, James Winston pregame speech, and I can say hanging, pimping, we ain't we. I could literally rhyme all 7 syllables without even trying to do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Jameis Winston, pregame speech. You know what I'm saying? Hanging, pimping, we ain't we. Danging, limping, C ain't freak. Banging, shinshin. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could really, changing bitches, 3-day freak. You know what I'm saying? Like I could like literally do that shit. And I just created that just now. Like I could literally do that shit for a whole verse. Yeah. So I think just the repetitiveness of me always wanting to create is a routine of mine. Like I get up, my nigga, and be writing shit in my notes. Like, oh, there's a line right here. I might be watching Skip Bayless and I might be watching Undisputed. You know what I mean? To come up with a line. I might be, anything.
You're really good at using your environment for your work.
You have to. Yeah. You have to. That's how I never get writer's block, my nigga. I got so many notes. I got so many, I could rhyme anything. I could see a fucking I can see our thing is in rap religion 1,000 times. You know, it's like that's how I am.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it. Like, that's the best, like, to just observe what's around you and write something to that. Like, you'll never get stuck. You'll never get stuck.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. That shit works. That shit literally works. Real.
Anything else, Mike? Or you
yeah, what's some advice you give to like an upcoming artist? Somebody who's trying to make it still.
Upcoming, just make sure that you learn the business that you're trying to get money from.
Mm.
You know, niggas love to skip stages, bro. You know, they don't really, you know, this is like when niggas talk about, yo, I want to get put on, or my nigga, do you really? Because you think putting you on is me introducing you to Benny the Butcher because you saw him at my concert. Like that's what you think, nigga. What you don't realize is I practiced writing for 20 years. So if I tell you go do that and then I introduce you, you're not gonna want to listen to me.
That's a fact. But that's really what you gotta tell them.
You want me to just introduce you to it? No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to show you how I got to a nigga like this.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me?
Should take time. Should take time.
Yeah. So I really study my craft and my business. I think that once you start taking business as serious as you do the creative process, you will go a long way.
Mm.
You know, I know how this shit could get frustrating, my nigga, but this ain't back in the day, my nigga. All the information is right there in front of you. This ain't like back in the day where a nigga might hide some shit from you. No, they can't.
Yeah.
They can't. I could upload I could put my song on all the DSPs from my phone now.
Yeah.
I don't need a nigga for shit. You remember back in the day when Jay-Z was, when Jay-Z was like, hold on. He was like, yo, Rockefeller, we got everything. All we missing is distribution. Like, nigga, we got that now.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, back in the 2000s and 90s, my niggas was like, they would do anything to have distribution, bro.
Mm.
Niggas was back in their trunk. Like, bro, you knew niggas stay focused on the business, bro. This shit is like, once you learn that shit and you even what creative, my nigga, you cannot lose, bro. This fucking phone, this shit is unstoppable, dog.
Yeah. It's crazy how it's like the biggest blessing and it could be the biggest curse. Like, it could use you or you could use it. Like, you got to make that choice. Like,
better use it.
Oh God, you get real. Yeah.
Nigga, and that, my nigga, like, but you gotta treat everything. Everything gotta be beneficial, my nigga. Whether it's phone, your business, bitches. Like, even a bitch gotta be beneficial for a nigga like me. I'm one of these niggas. Like, my nigga, you gotta bring something to the table to fuck with me.
Yeah.
You have to bring something to the table. You better pay attention and find out something I'm not good at or something that I need help with and just do it.
Don't just bring what's between your legs. That shit ain't gonna carry the
Pussy not enough for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, and any chick fuck with me know that. Like, you can't just come fuck me and think that you up. You not up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make you pay your taxes at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like a bitch gotta be on point mentally. She gotta bring something to the table. You know what I mean? Like, so, make sure that, your phone, these bitches, like your homies, like everybody got to have a role. Like, if you notice, I don't roll like I used to roll. Ain't no 40 niggas at the club for me no more. Nah, my nigga, it's 3 of us. One of them might be a driver. The other one might be a nigga that'll let that thing off. And the other nigga going to collect the bag and see my road manager. That's all I need. Everybody got a roll. Everybody know what they doing. We got to bring something to I used to be stupid, just let niggas just roll, just to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Just to look deep. Fuck no. You live and you learn. Learn from your mistakes, my nigga. Learn the business and execute. Execute every plan that you put down. And you can't lose from there.
Yeah. That right there. That's game. That's free game.
Yeah, bro.
So shit, man, that's really all we got for you, bro. We appreciate you, taking the time to do it, man. And shit, congratulations on your album too, bro. For real. Shit,
and like I said, bro, I ain't an industry nigga, so I was down to do this because y'all niggas show support. You know what I mean? I like what y'all be doing and shit. And you support my shit, show me love and shit. I see it, my nigga. So I'm welcome to give back and give that time and say, you know what, salute. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with doing that. So keep doing y'all shit. I fuck with it.
Appreciate it, man. Shit, all your socials is just Sy Ari Da Kid, right? Everywhere.
Yeah. On my Twitter, so my new Twitter is Sorry Not Sorry.
Okay.
So, all my socials is pretty much the same, yeah.
All right, shit. Well, yeah, that's gonna do it, man, for the podcast. And yeah, man, we'll catch y'all later.
Already.
Yeah, again, man.
Already. Salute, dog. Y'all hold it down.
Yes, sir. You too.
Be safe.
All right, big dog.